Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Missflips. In today's episode, I am going to be showing you guys how to get rid of all this blushing. So I did this piece about 2 weeks ago now. If you haven't seen this process yet, make sure to go head over to that video and give it a look. It is so cool. I love this transformation. This piece, I genuinely kind of want to keep for myself, but we'll see. I put lacquer on it because I wanted to try something new, and I love the look of lacquer on bare wood. And all of this happened. It all turned white. What I thought was a disaster. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to fix this and that it would be white forever, but I found out that that's not true, that you can definitely get rid of this, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. But yeah, anyways, let's get started.
So there are a few reasons why your lacquer can dry white. The first and most common one is if you are, spraying it in a high humidity area, there's a lot of moisture in the air, or you're spraying it onto a piece that hasn't dried completely. Those are the two most common ones, but then there's also using lacquer thinner that is made for cleanup and not actually thinning lacquer, which when I got my lacquer, I didn't even know that there was a difference. I thought that lacquer thinner was just one type of lacquer thinner and you're good to go. But apparently there is a very big difference, and if you put the lacquer thinner that is just made for cleanup into your lacquer, apparently it's going to turn out white like this. So because my situation wasn't, it had nothing to do with moisture, the air was super cold, super dry, and I had let my piece dry completely before I put it on, I'm thinking that it probably had to do with putting the wrong kind of lacquer in there. So you want to put, instead of putting the one that's made for cleanup, you want to put the lacquer that is specifically made to thin out lacquer. And you can ask your, local hardware employee what to do or what specific lacquer to get, and I'm sure they will come up with the best answer for you. And as far as solutions, there are a couple of options. As you can see, the solution that I am doing is a heat gun. I went to my local hardware store and I got a heat gun. You can use a heat gun for a variety of things. I just kind of hadn't had a reason to get one yet, so I got it for this. And as you can see, it's working pretty darn well. I learned kind of halfway through this process that you want to keep the gun a little bit further away from the wood itself. Otherwise, it will blister if you get it too close to the wood. But also, something to keep in mind, you want to keep the heat gun moving. You don't want it to stay stationary in the same place because, again, it will blister, which is why you kind of see me moving around a lot and not staying in the same place for too long. So keep about a 2 to 3 inch distance, I would say, if not a little bit more, and just it's like an iron. Like if you've ever ironed clothes before, it's like you don't want to just let the iron sit there or else it's going to burn your clothes. Same thing applies to a heat gun. You don't want to just let it sit in one place or else you'll burn the wood, burn the lacquer, burn the finish, and it'll start like peeling up. There's also a couple of different methods that I read about online on how to fix lacquer issues. And I mean, one of the ways to do it is to just, sand it all off and start over and make sure that you're using a lacquer retardant. And this will help the lacquer dry really, really fast and properly, and will kind of just suck out all of the moisture that's in it. And it will allow the lacquer to cure properly. Another method that I learned about was actually misting the piece with a lacquer retarder, and that will also help get rid of any milkiness that you find. You can also rub it with fine steel wool, and this will kind of break down any of the whiteness that is in the lacquer, and then finish it up with another coat of lacquer. And also you want to go in between coats with a 300 grit sandpaper and just smoothly sand out all of the surfaces and make sure that you're getting all of the little lumps and pieces of dust out, just so you can make sure you have the smoothest finish possible. And then you go in and get all of that dust off and then spray on another coat of lacquer once everything is all done. And right now we are just going in and doing some stuff that you didn't see me do in the last video, which is the edges of the drawers. I wanted to paint the drawer dovetails gold, and then I'm going in with some wax that I got from Melange Paint, and I'm just using the wax all over the drawers, making sure to get any of those hairs left over from the bristle brush over here, and getting the sides of the drawers, just giving them a little bit of rejuvenation and moisture just to liven them up a little bit and make sure they're not so dry and unfinished. But before I show you guys the finished product, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video, and that I hope you learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot throughout this process. And if you haven't checked out how I made this piece into what it is, please make sure to go and check out that video. It is an awesome transformation. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the finished product. Stay flipping, guys.